Hi Crafty friend, it's Justine. Today is December 1st and it's new club time, and it's really new club time because I'm showing you the stencil of the month. So let's just start right away with the card. I have some Bristol Smooth cardstock that I am using right now. It is the yellow package. I will pop a picture on the screen here so you can see it. I just cut up the rest of my pack for A2 size cards, but here we go. We have a 4-part stencil for this month's stencil. If you haven't heard the news, there's now a stencil of the month club. So yay! I am not quite an expert at stencils yet, but I think with having our club stencil come to my house every day, not every day, every month, I'm going to get a little better at it. And actually I know I will for sure, because practice makes it better. So let's just go ahead and start. The stencils from Spellbinders are very nice. They're small, they fit on the desk, they're not this giant piece, and there's numbers. So this time the numbers are on the bottom corner, I think. Okay, let me rephrase. Number 1 is on the right hand side, and then 2, 3, 4 are on this side, and I think it's because of this flower here. So let's start with 1, and this is going to give my flowers the color. Hey crafter, before I continue with this video, I do want to just tell you about a few updates for the clubs. So the first of the month, club previews become available to everyone. Clubs will ship later in the month. You can find the previews on the Spellbinders website if you're looking for those. Through the 1st through the 5th of the month, clubs are available to current club members. So if you're currently a member, you have access to the clubs from the 1st to the 5th. And during that time, club members can decide if they want to receive the club, cancel, or upgrade to a different club, or downgrade to a different one. Sometimes the club designs are so popular that they do sell out in the first 5 days. So that is a benefit for membership. So this is done just to give the club members the first dibs on everything, which is again another benefit for you, is having that early access to the clubs. So then on the 6th of the month, the clubs are available for non-members. So if you're not a member of any club, you're a non-member, those are available. All of the clubs are now available on the 6th of the month. So if someone likes the design, they can join at the beginning on the 6th of the month, and the club registration still closes on the 27th of the month. So this is what's going to be new for 2024. The regular club releases. So the regular releases that Spellbinders puts out that are not club. So like when I put out my game day release, so those releases are now going to be available early to club members. I'll pause for dramatic effect. I cannot believe this. So everyone else has to shop on the 10th or later, but if you are a club member, you have early access to those releases, which is so cool. So of course, the 27th of the month is still when the club registration closes. And then on the 10th of each month, the previous month's club designs will become available to anyone who didn't join the club unless they are sold out, and they will be added to the website later. But if they're sold out, they're sold out. But one thing to note, if you do wait and get it the next month, there is a little bit of a downside to that. It costs more, so you're not getting it at a discount, and you will have to pay shipping. So there you go. So let's just review the benefits of being a club member. Free shipping, early access to products on the Spellbinders website. You can add extra clubs without waiting until the 6th, and you get it at a discount. Plus you also are able to get the rewards, and I will put a link in the description to how the rewards work. The Spellbinders website has done a really nice job of laying that all out, but you get rewards and you can kind of get cash back, if you will, or money back for points you spend. It's not like cash back like Kohl's Cash or anything, but if you spend money, you get points, and then you get money to spend after. So that's really nice. So again, it really does pay off to be a club member. So let's just get back to the card. So again, it does pay off to be a club member. If you have questions or comments or whatever, let me know in the comments of this video. I can try to help out with that as best as I can. Let's get back to the card. So I am going to take time to line up the edges of the corner of the stencil with the corner of my paper, just so I can make sure that it is nicely lined up for every layer to line up together. So to put my stencil on, I'm using the Best Ever Craft Tape from Spellbinders. I know that some people use a system to stencil, but this is what I use for now anyway. There's the Altenew Stampin' Wheel. I think that is pretty nice for this, but for now this is what I've got. And my glass mat cleans up very nicely. So let's start with some Shaded Lilac Distress Oxide. And this is going to be the color of my flowers, which is a really beautiful lilac color, and I use this one a lot when making some backgrounds. So I know that it's going to be really pretty. My blending brush is just kind of a cheapo one that I've picked up, but I am going to use this really nice detail blending brush from Spellbinders and just a little bit on some of the smaller parts of the greens on this card. This stencil is green heavy, so it has a lot of the leaves and the vines of these flowers, or stems I guess, and it's definitely going to be a green card. You might see the love sentiment over here. I have a whole stack of them. This is the stamp of the month, so there's a whole bunch of them, and I think that it might look nice on top of my stencil card today, but this is the first card I've made with the stencil, so I have a backup plan if it's just too loud and too busy. All right, now that I have my purple done, I'm gonna peel and reveal my first layer. It's looking great. Not a lot going on, but I know once I have a few more layers, that peel and reveal will be really exciting. All right, stencil number 2 is gonna go on next. Again, I'm gonna take a minute to line it up so it's nicely lined up. That's kind of my downfall with stencils, is I usually don't line up things correctly, but you know, practice and try, and it is a handmade card, so it doesn't have to be perfect. For my leaves, I'm going to start with the Twisted Citron first, and then I'm going to layer on some Lucky Clover with my detail brush. So this Twisted Citron is very, very lime green, and it works very nicely with the Lucky Clover color right here for greens. And I use this a whole bunch on the Flower Market collection that came out last month, and I really love the combination of these two ink colors. It's kind of my go-to leaf color now. For stencils, you can use blending brushes like this, you can use the pouncers, you can use the blending little swabs, but I prefer the brushes just because they're very cost effective, and I think that they get the ink on really nicely. My next step is just going to take a little rag that I keep in my craft room and just kind of wipe the stencil, because I'm going to go in with Lucky Clover next, so I don't want any, like, too much of the Twisted Citron sitting on the stencil just yet. So this detail brush is part of a 3 set. There's small, medium, large for the details. This is the medium. So it is really tiny. You can kind of see compared to like my finger how small it is. So I'll just ink it up. And then with this, if this is the leaf, let's see. For example, for this long leaf, I'm going to start kind of at the base of where it comes off from the stem and just kind of flick up toward the end of it. And just do that for all of the leaves. Trying for my hand not to get in the way of the camera, but just kind of flicking it up like that. And I don't want it to be too dark. I'm going to go pretty dark on my next two stencils with this color, the Lucky Clover, and make the stems and the remaining parts of the flower be kind of dark. This is just a little shadow. I'm going to try something a little different with another camera angle over here just to see the blending a little bit better. We'll see if it works out. And I'm sorry about the glare from the light. It just is how I have to have it set up for right now. But hopefully this is giving you kind of a clear picture of what I'm doing, because I think the camera is covering, my hand is covering the camera from the angle above. That was certainly the most time-consuming layer I think I'm going to have here. But if you look at the result, that is so gorgeous, and I'm glad that I took the time to add that second layer of color. I think it really gives the stencil a chance to kind of come to life. So let's go to layer number 3. By the way, I will show you how I clean these at the end, if you're interested. Okay, layer 3. And then sometimes when I am lining this up with the edges, if I notice that it's not lining up with what I already have on, I will just kind of move it over a little. But I think this is lined up as good as I can get it. So we'll just secure it down with a little bit of tape. Don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know. Anyway, and I'm going to use that same small brush for this because it already has my Lucky Clover on it, and this is the color I was hoping to use for this. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush for this just to kind of speed things up and keep us moving. This Lucky Clover is one of my favorite greens. It just is kind of like a brilliant green, but it also has that deep, rich, kind of a teal blue in there as well. It's one of my absolute favorite greens. But like I said before, the Twisted Citron with this is such a winning combination. They always live together in my little craft room. Now, you don't have to use the Bristol Smooth. Like I said before, that is the cardstock I am using on here. I've tried other cardstocks too. This one just is very smooth for ink blending, so I chose this one today, but you can use other smooth cardstocks and get a similar result. This layer was a really fast layer since it is just a one color. So let's peel and reveal. Oops, I can see I did not do enough on this one. So before I really move it, I think I'm just gonna hit these all one more time. Just to be certain. Okay, now let's peel and reveal. Ooh, look at that. That is so pretty. But now I'm going to make it even better with another layer, because there's one more stencil, number 4, and this stencil really gives definition to the veins of the leaves. So let's grab that one. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Okay, last stencil, number 4. Let's line it up with the corner and secure it. And this one I am still going to stick with this bigger brush and just load it up with ink, swirly swirly, and get the ink on just where I need it to go. And this is why I like the brushes a little bit better than the blending, kind of like a pouncer, because I feel like this brush has like thousands of little hairs, and it really gets into these little nooks and crannies pretty effortlessly. So I can just kind of swirl my brush around, and I know it's getting into those little crevices without issue. Oh my, the bird decided to show up today. I don't know. Sorry, the window is open. That shocked me a little bit. Okay, enough bird. Here is the peel and reveal, which is the best part of stencils. Look at that. Oh my, that is gorgeous. Okay, so here it is. It is so pretty. You can see it's definitely still pretty wet. That Bristol cardstock holds the ink on there so well, so it gives that ability to blend very nicely. So I'm just going to set this off to the side so it does not get damaged with my cleaning of my stencils here. So let's go ahead and clean up, and then I'll show you how I clean my stencils. It is super duper easy, and if you know, you know, but the Distress Oxides clean up with water. You don't have to use any special chemical. You don't have to buy anything extra. So that's always a hit. So I prefer using a microfiber rag. You can use literally a rag that you just have in your house. It doesn't have to be microfiber, but it's just what I like to use. So I take my stencil kind of like this, and I prefer using a spray bottle of just water in here. I promise it's just water. I would drink this, but it's been sitting in my craft room for a while, so it's kind of stale, so I wouldn't drink it for that reason, but there is no chemicals in here at all. So I'm just going to spray this down, and just like that, I'm going to just cover it up, press down, and it's going to be clean. Watch this. Ta-da! It's clean. Ta-da! And now I'm ready to stencil again. Let's try the second one. I think it was this one. This has a ton of ink on it, but a couple sprays of water, and it's already lifting. Watch, if I just pick this up, it's just going to run right off. Look at that. I just think these oxides are just so cool. Okay. Number 2 is clean. Let's try number 3. Look at that ink move. I'm just spraying, not even touching it, and it's cleaning itself. So easy peasy. Ta-da! And the last one, I gotta quick take the tape off of it. And luckily I didn't get a whole bunch of ink on this tape, so I can reuse it. So that's another reason why I love this craft tape. It is quite handy. I just ordered the smaller one. So there's, I think this is 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. This one is 1/2 inch, and I just grabbed the 1/4 inch on my last order. So I don't know when that's coming, but hopefully soon. I hate waiting for packages, but I understand it's not just next door. It's got to come from a distance. Okay, so now these are all set and clean. You can see like a little bit of color on them, but it's not enough where it's going to affect the next round of inking. So I'm super happy that those clean up so nicely. And now I am going to show you the rest of my project. So it is still a little bit wet. Let's see what it looks like with this love over it. Ooh. Is it too busy or not? I think it's too busy. That's a bummer. Okay, well, let's go to my glimmered sentiments, see what we can come up with. This sympathy one is a contender. I just loved the sentiments from last month's glimmer, the All You Need glimmer sentiments. I think that they are just very simple but perfect. Ooh, I think we're gonna do this one, Feel Better Soon. I'm gonna go with that one, Feel Better Soon. And then we'll take my paper trimmer, and I'm just gonna cut off just a little bit on each edge, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. All right, I just took a little bit of the border off there, and I think I'm gonna go with a gold background or a gold matte because my sentiment has gold glimmer, and I think that that would be a really pretty Feel Better Soon. Oh, should I make it a wedding card? Let's do a wedding one instead. We're just getting a little crazy here. I suppose if I don't use this for a wedding card, I could use it for graduation. Okay, we'll flip it over and mat it on this really beautiful piece of gold mirror cardstock, and we'll see what we can get. Now this won't be a typical mat of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is just a skinny border. It just kind of lays on there. That does take a lot of practice to get down, so if you are feeling discouraged about not being able to kind of make it straight, don't worry, just practice and it will get better. Okay, then this So Happy For You is going to go right across the middle. I'll just use liquid glue to stick it on. Of course, I use Barely Art liquid glue for this. I just have it in this adorable bottle because I like the little things and it is easier to hold for me. Then we'll stick this on. I think I need my tweezers. That looks great. Right like that. And then maybe to finish this off, I'll add some sentiments or some embellishments. Let's see what I can find. I think I'm going to do the pearls because I think this probably will end up being a wedding gift or wedding card. So we're going to go for the pearls, and I'll use this side. These are from Spellbinders. They're the oyster color and they are self-adhesive, so I just have to pop them right onto my card. So easy to use and definitely something that I've been reaching for more recently. Okay, I'll just give those a firm press. And now my card is finished. Ooh, beautiful. I might make some more of these with this stencil on my free time just for fun, because I do love crafting, not just for videos. But if I do, I will take some pretty pictures of them and pop them on my Instagram. My Instagram is Stationery by Justine. So you can go ahead and check me out there. And also on Facebook, I manage the Spellbinders Maker Facebook group. And I also co-run the Better Press Babes with Melanie Smith. That's for better pressing. And then for foiling, I'm a foil girl too. I am part of the Foiling Snobs Club admin team. So you can go ahead and check it out there. But you can go ahead and join those groups if you want to kind of interact with me and some other wonderful crafters. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy crafting. Bye-bye.